Hi everyone, welcome to my very first tutorial video in which we're going to achieve this effect here using Photoshop CS6. Let's get started. Alright, so before we get started, let me just tell you a few things about my footage. We've got only two images to work with, what we're going to blend together in order to achieve the final effect. The very important part is you need to have a photo which is sharp enough. In order to achieve this, I've used the focus stacking technique. Photoshop can do that for you, and I'm going to explain it in another video. But for now, let me just show you. So it has been created using 18 other pictures, and all of them has a different focus point. So, for example, that one is one sharp on the foreground and not the sharp in the background. And Photoshop can blend them together really nicely, so it's gonna use the sharpest part of each image, and for the final outcome it's gonna create a nice and sharp image for you. So this is what we're going to mask and use. And also we've got a quad.jpg, which I just googled basically, so you can do the same thing. Alright, so let's switch into Photoshop, and what we're gonna do now, we're gonna mask the object. We're going to separate the object, and we're going to get rid of the part we just don't need. So first, I'm going to use two techniques here. The first one is very easy. Basically, we can just select the color range here, as we got nice and white background. So I'm going to just, what I'm doing, I'm just drawing a very rough mask around the image, just to not use too much. And we're gonna select the color range command, in which we're gonna select just some color ranges of the image. When you press and hold the shift key, you can add to the selection. So basically, you're gonna select all the white parts properly. You don't want to select any of your object; it just messes up the final thing. But your background needs to be absolutely nicely selected. Now that one is more or less fine. As you can see, we've got some selected parts of our object, but we're gonna sort it out in a second. So we're gonna enter weakness mode. Weakness mode is a very useful thing. Here you can see your protected areas in red, and your selected areas in white. And also we have semi-transparent, so semi-selected part. This is what we're going to sort out now. So pressing the B, we're going to just switch to the brush tool. Pressing the Alt key and your right mouse mouse button, you can adjust the size of your brush and your hardness. So very useful technique as well. Now we're gonna work with 100% hardness and a brush size around this. Here you can draw, when you draw with black, it's gonna subtract from your mask, and when you change your foreground and background colors, pressing the X key, then you're gonna add to your selection. So this is the trick. This is how you can basically just modify your selection. So now what we're gonna do now, we just mask all the parts what you don't want to mess with. You'll have a nice opaque selection where it's 100% opaque, where it needs to be 100% transparent, where it doesn't need to be. So that's the basic idea. And this is how you can just make it right when you screw up something like this, like me. So in this part, I won't do all the tedious work for now, because I'm pretty sure you're not interested in me watching this for like another 15 minutes. I just want to give you guys a basic idea how to mask a picture properly. Something like this. Alright, I'm just gonna finish this, and I won't do that much more. Alright, can just fix all the parts here, make sure it's nice. As better it is, as better your final outcome is going to be. So, worth the effort. So yeah, more or less we've got our nice selection, and pressing the Q key we can just leave the quick selection mode. It's not the perfect, but you can do it better, I'm pretty sure. And we're gonna convert background into a layer, otherwise we just can't really modify it. And then press the delete. It's gonna get rid of our parts what we just don't need. It's going to be another very similar method what we're gonna use to select the other parts. It's very similar. That's the old-fashioned mask. We're gonna apply a mask, and basically using exactly the same method, not the quick mask mode, but on a real layer mask. We're gonna just draw with black to create a little gap, and I won't go that tedious here. We're gonna do that better anyway. I think I'm gonna provide my files what I'm just using here. Alright, so if you get the basic idea how to mask your image, then I'm going to show you my final masked image. This is what we're gonna start working with. Okay, so next up we're gonna use this image as a displacement map. Let me just say a few words about displacement map, because it can be a little bit confusing when you never used it before. So basically we've got a horizontal scale and vertical scale. What does it mean? I'm gonna change it to 25 first of all. So basically it means this operation requires a map. It needs to be a black and white image, and wherever it's black it goes from you 25 pixels. Wherever it's white it comes towards you 25 pixels. So you can imagine it as a 3D map basically. And using this map, Photoshop can just modify another picture for you. So you'll see it's a very useful technique. And as I just said, we need a black and white image, and this is what we're going to create now. So we're going to just duplicate this layer and convert it to black and white. This image needs to be very contrasty. So first of all, let's say that looks good to me, and then we're gonna just adjust the contrast nicely. I don't want to use any dynamic operations because we just won't need them. And also let's add some levels. There's obviously some clipping occurs, but it just doesn't really matter. Some parts of our picture gets clipped, it's no problem. The main thing is we need to have nice and huge contrast in the image. That might be a tiny bit too dark, so I'll just adjust its brightness, and yep, that looks good. I'm going to save it. Well, actually I won't save it yet. I'm going to merge the layers, and then we're going to just duplicate the layer to a completely new file. I'm going to call it map, as it's a gradient map, not gradient but displacement map. And then if we just try and close it, it'll ask if we're gonna save it. I saved it in advance, so I just won't do it again, but here is our map, and yep, it can stay here. Okay, and now it's the final part, so we're gonna blend them together to get our final effect. So we're gonna work on mask.psd, and first what I'm going to do, I'm going to import, actually place our Aqua.jpg just to be in place. It gets loaded, and then pressing and holding the Shift and Alt keys, I'm going to resize it, and it should be just fine. We need two of them, and as you can see, they got imported as smart objects, which is a really good thing. We need it later because we're going to apply smart filters on them. we don't need layer 1 since it has colors, and it's just way better to work with a black and white image. So basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna apply the displacement map as a smart filter on it. The thing is, we can obviously just remove it or change it or modify it later on. Even with a smart filter, you can modify the filter's blend mode separately. It's just amazing. I just love it. So horizontal scale, vertical scale set to 25. We just need to select map, and it'll do the job for us. This one needs to be lightened. This is the idea what I came up with. I'm just going to press Ctrl 0 just to get it to fit. And our black and white image, I'm going to decrease its fill opacity to 70. Since it's a black and white image, I think, in my personal opinion, it looks even better. But if you want this image to take the colors from the layer below it, then you can just change it to luminosity. That looks good enough as well. I prefer the other one. I just prefer leave it as normal and just decrease the fill opacity a tiny bit. And this is our final effect. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Thank you.